Well, I'm gonna get a little started with this hatch. Mostly taking pictures and measurements of it. I'm gonna try to more or less recreate this thing. All the teak trim is in terrific shape. And the hatch, I think, the woodwork is very salvageable. The glass, not so much. I have thoughts and feelings about what to do about that. Certainly not going to go with plastic again. This was Lexan, believe it or not. It just exploded after a little exposure to sun and some radical temperature changes. It just gave up. I don't really need this much headroom. The temporary thing I made is only comes up to about here, and I can easily stand up still in the head. But the thing with this is it's also kind of a platform for a staysail boom cradle. And yeah, I still want to go with the club-footed staysail for the beginning, unless I decide I really don't like it. In which case, you kind of need a place to rest that boom occasionally. You can't just have it hanging off the topping lift all the time. I don't even have a topping lift rigged at the moment, although that's simple enough to solve. I don't think I'm going to make it quite as fancy. This stuff will not come off without a fight, unfortunately, so it's not going to be trimmed with that inside. I may try to recreate these corner timbers. That would be best. Basically, it's made out of 3/4 inch marine ply, or yeah, probably was dug fir. Man, this is so rotten, so bad. Yeah, you can see how this works. There's one massive piece that's contoured and the plywood locks into it on either side. That doesn't seem to be a very vulnerable point. It's hard to say. I think the water really just got in through the leaking hatch and then over years just did its evil work. The portion that's seen above the deck line, which was about here, I thought it was done with peel ply, but now I'm thinking it wasn't glassed. Thought I saw the telltale mesh. I must be thinking of the housetop. There's places in the housetop where the paint is worn. Yeah, I don't think this was glass, and I think that's problem number one. Maybe, although, unless you do it perfectly, fiberglass laid over plywood, once the water gets in, if it gets in between the glass mat and the plywood, you're going to have problems that you don't even know about until it's like too late. So I don't know. I'm really tempted to make it out of Kuza board and glass it, in which case I probably won't need that. It's a tough call. Or I could make it out of solid wood somehow, something very rot resistant, and not have to worry about it. Anyway, first thing I got to do is come up with a design. I got to extract the dimensions, take all the teak off and extract the dimensions and get it all written down. All right, let's see about getting some of these screws out. They're pretty old and they're pretty well set with varnish and stuff. This is not the right driver for this. I didn't bring all the tools back from the boat. I should have brought some for this operation anyway. That is not going to cooperate. Actually, looking at how this is built again, I don't think I need to take these out. Not yet, anyway. Maybe. Gotta get these out. These hold it. This part sits on top of the plywood. This is screwed into it. It'd be really cool to get this off in one piece, but I don't think that's going to happen. This one is slotted, is it? How am I going to replug that? I'm going to have to make that hole bigger. I may have to abandon this teak. I don't know, man. This could wind up taking way too long, and I'll mess the teak up too much. Stainless. Not corroded at all. Happily, this plug is already long gone, so this should come out pretty easy. Maybe not. Much better. That doesn't go all the way into the ply. No, where does it go? It goes into this, I guess. Huh. Yeah, I just realized these are so short. I think this goes down and this is actually screwed into the face of it. Okay. I think I just pushed it back in. I feel like it's screwed into rotten wood. Now, if this one comes up real short, I don't know what to think. There may be nails involved, which is not good. Or is it? Yeah, it is. A little pink. It's been getting wet. And that's long enough that I think it goes in at a funny angle. It's going into the ply, I think, and into this to some extent. That's one. Definitely needs more clearing out. Okay. Some hope here. Uh-oh, don't slip. We're so close. There's some hope for this one. Scrounged every driver I have. Trying to find the appropriate. It comes so far and then it gets stuck. Damn it. Found my good pick. I don't have screw extractors here. I just got to clean more of that varnish or whatever it is out of there. Yeah. Hard to do it without blowing the hole up even more. Is that too big? That's too big. How about this one? Also a little too big. It's a dilemma trying to... I don't know if any kind of solvent would help with this. It might. That's kind of moving. Really just just wants to strip though. I may have to just cut these out. Now that's a lost cause. Of course, I gotta get the rest of these off before I start cutting. Kind of forgot about that. Let's see. Try to pull screws out, or just try to. The one I did take off already, I was able to more or less just pry it off. Be a good boy. Be a good boy and try to take some screws out. Let's try coaxing it. Got my old plane blade. Yeah, I think the ply is soft enough, especially here, that it should come off. And I can deal with the screws later. Well, of course, there's the one screw that goes into this. Well, yeah, I guess I have to continue trying. Pretty much free there. Oh. I will deal with those screws later. I should label this. That's aft. This is the bottom. This is the starboard side. Get some. Hold the phone. I took the aft one off, so this is the forward face. And I just took that off of. This is forward, so that's port. So I labeled this wrong. This is the forward. Oh yeah. This is all pretty far gone, but we knew that. This is my starboard piece. So now, I don't know about cutting this, you know. I kind of wish I had a chisel, but I'm having so much fun doing it this way that I think I'm going to continue. Just extract this, kind of dig it all out of here instead of trying to disturb screws. Or I don't think I need the Sawzall. This stuff is all in such bad shape. Well, maybe here. It's all in such bad shape that it'll come apart pretty easily on its own. How do we want to do this? I'm going to try to break the glue line again. Oh, it's so soft. I can't believe I ever... I entertained ideas of giving this a skim coat or something like that. Hell no. Trying that. This is really... These screws might come out. I guess I ought to try, huh? I ought to try. Okay, yeah. Hold on a second. Eventually I'm going to lose track here. And of course it blew up. Oh, what are you going to do? It's a little too thick. This one too, yeah. This one is broader. Go into the ply even? I guess it went into the ply. Didn't I already determine this? That must still plug. Let's see if we can't get it out. Yeah. I think because this is all chewed up anyway, I'm going to try to remove some of this wood, just hack it away to see how this interfaces with the plywood exactly. And maybe I can just continue doing that. I do have to take more dimensions off of this first, though, before I do anything else, because I want to try to replicate this piece. Yeah. Okay. have a bad chisel here. All my chisels are on the boat. Every single one of them. And the only thing I have to cut this with is the Sawzall. I really shouldn't be doing this today. I guess I should get better prepared, but this is all exploratory. I don't have much better to do today, honestly. Can't go back to the boat. That's hitting the half round section of teak. Okay. I have some kind of chisel. Hold on a minute. No. Okay. That quarter, that half extends, comes up to 10 3/4 from the bottom. 10 3/4. So it comes to about here. Yeah, it kind of looks like, well, let's get some more material off here. So we should, if I go here, I should bust right through. Yes, okay. I know the ply extends 3/4 of an inch under this block. There's a screw. And there's my teak. So it's definitely been glued, but it doesn't go into, there's no rabbet in this piece. I don't think. I'll find out in a minute. Get some more out of there. No, it doesn't seem to be. No, it just comes right up to it. Okay. In other words, this is the teak thing like that. If that's my plywood, it just comes up into this, which is really more than one piece, but you get the idea. I think the teak is actually like that. So I'm going to take a couple more measurements, and then I think I'm just going to cut this free and try to cut these out and all that kind of good stuff. I wonder if I could save this space. Probably not. I really didn't want to have to start cutting today. I wanted to pull screws out, but I don't think it's going to happen. Before I cut anything, I want to keep trying to disassemble this. I'm going to take out these screws that are toenailed in here. Man, it was supposed to just rain this morning. Rain was expected only this morning. It's almost 5 now, and it's still hammering down. Breathed in something nasty. Oh, come on. You're not going to come out, are you? has. Yeah, I think that bronze is just too far gone. All right. Probably this one too. No, maybe not. Yeah, it's got there's epoxy all over it. No, I don't think this one is toenailed, but it's glued for sure. Yeah, I have to cut this into bits. I've already measured each piece of plywood that was actually used, so I don't need them as patterns. Yeah. It doesn't seem to. Well, it was kind of glued to the plywood. Yeah, it was screwed to the plywood. Get into this right now. Yeah, just a little. The corner pieces. I might be able to leave the corner pieces on here, which is fine for now. On each of these, yeah. Ha ha. Look at just the decomposition between layers of ply. It's incredible. Gnarly. Wow. I don't know if I want to make this remake this out of plywood, kids. I don't know. This is better part of 50 years old, and it wasn't repainted for a long time, and it had a leaky hatch on it for a long time. I don't think this was epoxied, really. Getting a little messy here. I don't have anything to put all this stuff in, so I think I'll just throw it on the floor for now. Yeah, there's a screw there. Okay, I see. They kind of toenailed it. I still got to take my upper. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about the corners. I'm going to try to pry these uppers off of here. This would be my forward upper trim. Yeah, may as well take these hinges off while I'm at it. They're pretty heavily painted over. It's easy there. A little tighter, but not much. It's mostly the mortise holding it in at this point. Hilarious. Do I need to measure anything here? No, the hatch will tell me. The actual hatch itself. Do I need to save that? Ooh. Wow. Really stubborn. And 2 more hinges. Yeah, originally this was set up, I guess, so you could have the hatch open on the forward side or the aft side. Kind of interesting. I'm feeling now like I'm getting closer to getting this whole surround off in one piece. So And if I'm going to replicate these, I have to get these corner bits off anyway. So I'm going to try to remove these screws. I don't know, I'll figure something out. I might have to use a stepper bit to oversize them, or go with something other than a circle. Just put a very small square plug in there and then contour it. I don't know. I'd like to try to keep this teak. It's a cool design and it's in good shape. And it would save me a lot of material and effort to try to resolve the top of this and the actual hatch. I think with the re-gluing, with the proper plywood or kuza or something on the sides, and re-gluing of all the teak, and with the hatch itself, replacing that glass with something, I'm inclined to put a piece of double paned tempered glass in there. I have some experience with that stuff. I made storm windows basically to protect the outside of some stained glass that was mounted in the wall at my friend's house. And it wasn't very expensive. Ordered it from an outfit. I can't remember the name of the company. I think they're out in Oregon somewhere. Several years ago. Maybe 5 years ago. And yeah, they cut the size. You can get it smoked. You can get it frosted. I think frosted would be cool for this application for privacy in the head. And yeah, and the way it works is, if you don't know, it's 2 panes of glass that are sealed around the edges. And it's not a vacuum in between. It's ambient. In fact, there's a little metal drain tube, sort of a drain tube, a vent tube, that allows it to equalize with the inside of the house. You run the other end of the tube on the inside of the window. You kind of hide it under the frame. And what that does is it does 2 things. It prevents fogging of the glass, and it insulates a lot better. So, and you can get it tempered, which is crazy strong. So I might do that. Come on, you know you want to come out. Be nice. All right, we got all 4 of these off in one piece, which is good. I wouldn't want to have to remake these. You can see how each of them, well, they're not all like that. Yeah, I wouldn't want to have to remake them. I've got no teak stock big enough. Anyway. Very piney smell. Probably done for a fly. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting I'm battling those screws. I don't want to bend them too much or I could damage the teak. There we go. Interesting. that way. I know that screw's not going to come out. Be a longer screw there. Dumbass. That's mostly air. I don't need all of it. Wow. I'm hoping to have, not this one, one starboard and one aft piece of that to use to refer to as a pattern for making new ones. Even though they're going to be mirrored, I gotta figure that out. This is going to be very complicated making this thing. I'm not prepared, obviously, to start doing this at home. But I think it'll happen this summer. Or I'll at least get started this summer. Meanwhile, the funky tar paper covered plywood crappy hatch is just going to have to do. Keep weather out of the boat. Okay. Maybe not. Weird. When they get started and then they... Yeah, whatever this is, some kind of, might be yellow pine or pitch pine, whatever it is, it's, where it isn't rotten, it is tough. It does not want to let go of these screws. It's a bummer. I was kind of hoping to save a few of these, but I already twisted one off doing this. It just was, the wood just had a death lock on it. There should be one more down here. Yep, that's down there. What do you think? Will it come out? No, it's already breaking. No, they're just too old to abuse like that. I'll get that off later. There we go. All right. So we got a forward one that's good, an aft one that's, well, better than nothing. This thing. I'm glad I was able to get this off. Oh, snap. I didn't even notice I did that. Well, it's here somewhere. I'll find it and glue it back on. Damn it. Damn it. I was trying to be careful. Thought I was.